Guess what? What?
It is I, HEX!
Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome back. We are in HEX. This is day 2. Really enjoying myself so far, having a fun time playing. Through number 1, again, was the tutorial, kind of learning about the game. I feel like I'm a little bit more versed now on the game, so we're going to do a couple things. The first thing we're going to do, I guess, well, we're going to jump into the Frost Ring Arena, which is a hard PvE setting. You're going to be up against some of these hard champions, these boss champions. But before we do that, we should make a deck. I want to show you guys maybe the basics of making a deck. So let's quickly do that. Real quick, by the way, I just noticed this. What is this big thing on the left here? I clicked on it. Campaign mode. They have something called campaign mode, which is coming soon. Seems like this is going to be a big type of PvE part to the game. Who knows exactly what's going to happen? I'm sure there's going to be chances to unlock cards and card packs and maybe fight different bosses, but pretty exciting nonetheless. Another cool feature that's going to be added as well is the guild feature. The location and guild chat are coming soon. So again, still in beta, they're still adding stuff. Let's go to card manager. Here we go. This is going to be fun, guys. I'm excited. So before we jump into the Frost Ring Arena, let's build a new deck. Okay, so a couple things that we're going to do before we even put wild shards and blood shards in the deck. The first thing is the minimum amount of cards you can have in a deck is 60. You can have up to 300. One thing I was told by some of the more veteran players is, sure, you can have you can have 300 cards in your deck, but it might be a little bit more inconsistent. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do here is select our champion. This is like a pretty awesome thing here. So we're going to select our champion. Here's the thing: each one of these champions have different stats. Or they have a different hero power that makes them special. Bunoshi, the Ruthless. Sacrifice a troop, another target troop gets 2/2. That's kind of a cool hero power. Gazag, I kind of like this guy. Deal 1 damage to target champion and gain 1 health. It's kind of awesome. Kranok. Pay 2 health to draw a card. That could be actually pretty good. Obviously, card draw is really important in TCGs. Zerid, target troop gets -1/-1. Target troop gets life drain this turn. That's pretty cool. Lady Elizabeth. Create in Anamethian Elite and put it into your hand. Okay, ready each troop you control. Again, and these are going to be different champions based on what the shards are. So these are diamond, as you can see. These are going to be ruby. Again, since we are playing blood and wild shards, I probably should stick to the blood and wild champion. So here's the wild guys. The target troop you control gets +2/+2 this turn. Monica Shidden. Create a battle hopper and put it into play. It's kind of cool. That was the first one I started with. Polanis, create a mammoth squirrel titan. That's actually kind of cool. Running deer, gain 5 health. I like that. That's actually pretty huge. That could be, you know, the saving grace here. All right, War Master Fuziku. I just got to tell you, troops you control get 1/1. Especially if we are going to be having a rush deck. You know, one big thing with my cards that I have a lot of these small minions that kind of pop up. This might actually work perfectly. This might sync nice with it. Let's do this. Let's click on them. Okay, so we have our War Master. One thing we don't have right now is equipment, but we can always add some equipment in a minute here. Okay, so the first things we're going to do is add shards. So let's say 12 each. Start. I'm shooting for 60 to 65 cards in my deck. I would like to stick between 60 and 62 if possible. Okay, Shard of Ancients. That's kind of cool. Just for the heck of it, we'll do that. Okay, so again, a lot of different cards. Let's start off with this guy. Interesting card. We'll just throw that in there for fun. Again, I'm sticking with the green and purple cards. I can't really use red cards or white cards just yet. I guess I could, but the probability of putting a bunch more shards, I think sticking with 2 shards is probably going to be the smartest move here. Also, I want to filter my cards. So one thing to do, here we go. This is going to make it easier on me here. Perfect. Okay. Oops. Command Tower is a good card. I don't need 2, but 1 is good. This is going to be an artifact card, which really, for the most part, can't be destroyed. It can, but it's hard. A player has to have a specific card to destroy artifacts. Troops you control have +1 attack. This is going to help a lot. Wailing Banshee can't be blocked except by artifact troops and or blood troops. Depending on who you play, this could be a very potent card. This is a great card. Sacrifice another troop. This becomes 5/5 on the board. I think that's huge. All I need is one of those. All right, Shroom Shot. I think, honestly, this might be the most powerful card in my deck at the moment for my playstyle. And the reason I say that is, yes, it's a 1/1, but every time this dies, It's expendable. It creates 2 battle hoppers on the field. The whole point of my deck is to rush my my enemy with battle hoppers. Now, battle hoppers are 0/1 minions, but I have a lot of cards that I'm going to be adding to this deck that are going to buff my battle hoppers like crazy. So my battle hoppers are going to be a lot stronger, and again, this could be pretty important. I think I'm actually going to do 4 of these guys. I know it sounds crazy, but they're so easy to play and put on the board, might as well. Okay, this is another card that I've actually really enjoyed playing. There's 2 good things about this card. The first is that it has flight. This can only be blocked by other troops with flight. That's the first thing. The second thing is, when this enters play, target champion chooses and discards a card. So, what I can do is essentially play this, and then I target the enemy champion. The enemy champion has to discard one of his cards in his hand. If he has only 1 or 2 cards in his hand, that could really mess him up. So again, kind of a win-win for me on that card. Murder, this card is hands down like, you know, this will save me from a loss, basically. This destroys non-artifact troops. It doesn't matter how high the mob is or the minion is, this will kill it. So I'm going to do all 3 murders. Terrible transfer. This is a little bit more expensive to play, but what it does is, depending on how many blood shards I have activated, I gain 1 health for each damage dealt, and I also deal 1 damage to target troop for each blood shard I have. So if I have 5 blood shards, I can basically do 5 damage to an enemy minion, and then I will gain 5 health. I think this is a great card to play, especially more towards the end game. So, alright, we have 38 cards so far. Okay, Shinhair Eulogist. Okay, when another Shinhair you control dies, this gets 1/1. That could be actually pretty good. So this is going to be definitely a situational card, but definitely worth it. Mazet Ranger, Socketable Miner. This is a socketed card. Now this is kind of cool as well. Something I'm kind of new at, but let me show you what a socketed card does. We click on this card. We're able to pick some extra awesome options here. So since I only have blood shards and wild shards, I should probably stick with either purple or green. There's Spell Shield. This is actually pretty cool. Spell Shield will allow basically this card not to be targeted by spells. So a minion's going to have to kill it. I kind of like this one though, 1/1. This will turn into a 5/2 if I use this. I think I'm just going to do that. The probability I think is going to be better. This might be the best card I have in my deck at the moment. Again, gains 3/3 for each Shinhair sacrificed. So if I have 6 Shinhairs on the board, I play this, I kill all 6 Shinhairs, and this guy turns into, what, 6 times 3? Like an 18 or something like that. Some crazy amount. So Lex, double click, get him on here. Okay. Now, this card was given to me yesterday by my new best friend, this guy named Hacky. He was really kind enough to actually give me this. He gave me a couple other cards as well. He didn't have to do that, but this card is like a legendary card, and it has flight. The crazy thing about this, it's a little bit expensive to play, but if you play this, when Uru Naz enters play or deals damage to an opposing champion, you may put target troop from an opposing graveyard into play under your control. I mean, that's insane. And it really also depends on, you know, what they're playing. I mean, this could really turn the tide of the battle, if not just finish it off. So it's an expensive one, but it doesn't hurt to have 1 or 2 high-end cards. This is a good first-round card as well. Rage, every time he attacks, he's going to gain 1 attack. We'll get Ronin in here. Shinhair Militia, I'm not too sure about that. Now this is a constant card, which is going to be like an artifact card. This sits on the sidelines, basically. And what it does, at the start of my turn, I lose 1 health, but I create a battle hopper. Heck yes. We want battle hoppers. That's the whole point of this deck, to have as many battle hoppers on the board as possible. Okay, probably, I mean, this is a no-brainer. This is, when this enters play, draw a card. This is going to be my card draw. I think 2 of these are safe for now. We're at 46. Okay, Glimmer Glen Witch. When this enters play, my champion gains 3 health. I mean, that's a no-brainer as well. Briar Legion, cool card, but I need another Briar to really kind of have this activate. Okay, well, that's cool. Boulder Brute, Socketable Miner. We're going to hold off on that for now. Okay, Wild Growth, target troop gets 3/3, but this gets put back into your deck. It gets recycled back into your deck, and then this costs 0 to play. So, I think 2 of those is going to be more than enough. Now here's another card, it's very situational, but this is what I was talking about. Destroy target artifact or constant. This is kind of important to have, you know, just because it's almost impossible to kill artifact cards or constant cards unless you have a specific card. This is one of them. So, okay, Runt of the Litter. Create 2 battle hoppers and put them into play. Again, the whole point of our deck is to do this. So 2 of these guys I think is going to be crucial. Now, Bucktooth Commander. This is huge. Other Shinhair you control have 1/1. So automatically, you know, right off the bat, this is one of those cards that are important to have because this is going to stack with every other Shinhair that I have on the board. I want to actually do 3 of these guys. These guys are really crucial for me to really have a win here. Another good card, Rune Ear Commander. This has 1/1 for each troop you control. So if I have 8 troops on the board, it's going to be a nice play if I play this. So let's do 2 of those guys. We're at 57 cards. Evolve. Each troop you control gets 1/1. This could be a good final move as well. Then we also have Onslaught. Troops you control get 3/3 and crush this turn. I definitely want I want 1 Onslaught for sure. Evolve I'm going to think about because I already have some buff cards here. Buffed cards. This is a new one as well. I think Hack gave this to me. He didn't have to, but he was just too kind. At the start of your turn, create a random non-unique Shinhair. Put into play. So this is a 2-for-1 card, obviously. I play this guy. He's also going to create another card for me. It's a 2-for-1. 2-for-1 cards are huge. Alright, this is another one that's pretty amazing. Swift Strike, guys. This is something that I'm kind of new to, but I realize it's pretty amazing. Swift Strike deals combat damage before non-Swift Strike troops. So, for example, if I was going up against a 3/1 minion, and the 3/1 minion was just a regular minion, I would basically attack with my Raptor. The Raptor would get the first hit. The minion would not be able to attack this Raptor. So the Raptor essentially gets a free kill and is still on the board with Swift Strike. Swift Strike is pretty hard to get rid of. It's hard to kill Swift Strike troops. So I think definitely the Raptor is going to be into play here. We're at 60 cards, guys. Again, with flight cards, only another flight troop would be able to block this card unless they have like a quick action card like Murder. So kind of the same thing like Tunnel. Tunnel can't attack exactly, but what Tunnel does is this guy burrows for a couple rounds. My opponent doesn't know what card I have tunneled, and then he pops up with some kind of extra, you know, depending on what the card is. Now this is when a Shinhair you control dies, if this is underground, this gets 1/1. Just think if I lost it, like if I had like 6 of my little like Shinhairs on the board, and then I used Mushwalkie to sacrifice them while this guy was buried under the ground, he would pop up in a couple rounds as like a 10/10 or something. So this is a really cool situational card. Another tunnel card, when this troop dies, if this is underground, when a troop dies, if this is underground, this becomes 4/4. Let's play this guy. Awesome. Okay, and then we have one more tunneling card here. Again, I'm going over 60 just by a couple cards, but I think my tunnel cards are safe plays for sure. When this enters play, it gets 1/1 for each other troop you control. So there's a lot of situational cards here that are going to come into play. Now, what is this? Manti? Okay. I don't think we need any more cards. I think we have enough cards. Now, the other thing I want to show you guys is equipment. So we have equipment here that we can use for our champion. Now, one thing that I realized, I didn't really understand exactly what equipment did. Obviously, equipment is going to be connected with a card. At first when I started this, I was like, oh cool, I get this card. This card, if I wear this equipment, I get this card into play. It's not how it works. What happens is that if I have Fang of the Mountain God in my deck, and I have this equipped, then I get an extra bonus for this card. And basically the bonus here says, okay, your Fang of the Mountain Gods have, while you have 10 or less health, this has 2/2. So technically this would be a 4/4. I have one card that I actually have with the equipment. It's the Scavenger Club, and that's the Grave Nibbler. So not only does this become a 4/4 if one of my troops dies, but when this deals damage to an opposing champion, void target troop in an opposing champion's graveyard. If you do, this gets 1/1. Okay, well, welcome. We are in Frost Ring Arena. How this kind of works, essentially, we can't get defeated more than 3 times. If we do, we lose, but we do obviously get rewards and spoils. On the bottom left of the screen you can see that each time we do defeat a boss we'll get some rewards. If we defeat a gold boss, and those gold bosses are going to be the super bosses, at the end of each tier you actually get some decent rewards from that as well. You get treasure. So anyways, let's start with the first fight, Gobbleglade Witch. Here we go. Okay, so the coin has been flipped. It looks like she got to pick first. A lot of times I'll get to pick first, but I guess it's just 50-50. Let's see what we have. I think we're going to keep our hand because we do have 4 shards. That's a really good... You want to obviously get as many shards to begin with, just because that's going to allow you to actually play. Decent starting cards as well. I mean, Banshee and Sensei is good because you're going to get a card out of it. A card draw is pretty important, so. Okay, cool. Well, she's chosen not to really play anything, or maybe she can't. She's obviously playing some wild shards as well. We can definitely use Sensei for this. We get card draw back as well. Okay, another blood shard. Not going to complain about that. Well, I'm choosing to skip my attack this time around. Sensei would get blocked by Rhino and easily die, so there's no point at the moment. The nice thing about having these 1/1s on the board is I'm going to be able to buff them here in a second with my Bucktooth, so might as well at least utilize some sort of advantage for my lower end cards here. That is going to hurt, though. Technically, actually, we could do a double block here and just get this guy off the board. Wow, okay. Another Rhino's in her deck. This Gobbleglade's a total witch. Okay, here we go. Blood Shard. Alright. Well, Wretched Brood's going to be a great play. This is, again, a constant card. It's going to stay to the right side. At the start of my turn, lose 1 health, but I get to create a Battle Hopper. Again, Battle Hoppers are going to stack very nicely with my Bucktooth commanders. His card is exhausted, so it's probably a good time to play Wretched Brood. We'll hold on to Wild Growth for next turn here. What a surprise! I thought I had a sneaky play here. It looks like Strength of the Redwood is going to defeat my Sensei. That sucks. That's okay. The good news is I have Uru! Uru Naz is about to come up. This guy is crazy. Let's take a look at this card. This is a legendary card. Flight, first of all, which is great, but again, when he enters or deals damage to an opposing champion, you may put target troop from an opposing graveyard into play under my control. This could definitely very well change the tide of battle here. We'll see what happens. Beautiful. I have a second Bucktooth as well. Let's jump in and play Uru, though. This is a good time to play Uru. Really, wow, an amazing card. It looks like I might be getting his Rhino. Thank you so much for the Rhino. Very much appreciated it. Very nice of you to give me your Rhino. I hate you, Gobbleglade Witch. This is revenge for being a mean enemy to me. Here we go. Thank you. How cool is that, though? Come on, this card is just amazing. Again, a little bit pricey card, but definitely worth it. As for Bucktooth, I don't want to ever attack with Bucktooth because I don't want to lose this. This is such a good thing to have here. All of my Shinhairs get 1/1. So, I mean, obviously I would attack if he had no minions on the board or troops, but he's going to have to kill Uru Naz, and I don't know if he actually can. Potentially, he could have a card in his hand, or her hand. What a surprise! Strength of Redwood. Okay, well, that's okay. Very hard to block against flight. The only way that she's going to be able to block is with another flight card. She doesn't have any flight cards, so I'm going to be getting free attacks for the next couple rounds here, unless she has some kind of quick action card like Murder that can maybe get rid of this. It looks like we have this game, though. Technically, we could use my champion power. Actually, let's quickly take a look here. She has 4 cards she could go against here. Obviously, nobody can attack Uru because Uru is flight, so I definitely get a free hit out of that. If I were to use my hero power, 4-4, 4-4, 6-6, 3-4, 3-4, 3-4. Let's do it. Let's do an attack face here. I don't think it's going to be lethal this time around, but it's going to be close. F4 to attack all. Makes it quick and easy. Here we go. Now we get to pick a card from the graveyard here. This is pretty cool. I like Honeycap. Honeycap just seems like a fun card to play, so we're going to steal that from the graveyard and put it back into our hand. Thank you so much. This card is just so crazy, guys. Again, legendary unique, obviously hard to get, but when you get it, it works very well in Blood decks. If this was an actual player, they'd probably concede by now, but we are playing an NPC here, so they're going to go to the very end. Alright, well, a fairly easy win for the most part. We are technically also in Tier 0, so it's going to get a lot harder, or Tier 1. It's going to get a lot harder in Tier 2. Another cool thing, too, if we get a flawless 5-0 victory in Tier 1, we actually get a bonus, and a bonus will come in the form of a reward. So it is nice if you can go 5-0. You're going to be getting an extra bonus. So pretty cool stuff. We are up against Psychotic Anarchist. Next. This is a great way to earn gold in HEX, as well as get some card packs and good stuff. The further you go along here, the better rewards you're going to get. And if you know how to play the game and you can actually get to Tier 3, I've never made it past Tier 3. I made it to the end of Tier 2. Did pretty good, but I have not gotten this far yet. So it's going to be exciting to actually kind of finish this Frost Ring Arena. Not easy, though. Again, as you progress in tiers, it's going to be a lot harder. But I think the next video playthrough is going to be on actual either PvP or tournaments. We're going to maybe jump in and play, get some real players, and this is probably where I'm going to get my butt kicked. When you do lose a match, especially in PvP, you kind of figure out why you lost and try to amend it for the next match and try to make it better. Anyways, hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. Very fun time in HEX so far. Have a long ways to go. This game is pretty awesome. Really enjoying myself. Let's save and quit really quick. Again, more new features coming in HEX. I'm excited to see the campaign mode. This is going to be a big PvE mode where we get to go to different arenas, I guess, and fight and probably unlock card packs and gold and different stuff as well. And then again, the last thing on the list, this is going to be coming soon as well. The guild, there's a guild feature, which is going to be the location and guild chats. I don't know, maybe the location is some kind of guild location that you can have with your guild. I don't know exactly what it's going to entail, but it should be pretty cool. And then, hey, tournaments, we need to do this soon. I just need to get my act together and learn this game a little bit more, maybe refine my deck a little bit first. Also, Proving Grounds, this is where you can just fight players quickly, and again, you can also go against AI too. So, good stuff in HEX, guys. HEX is an open beta. You can download this game for free. Go to hextcg.com. I will put the link in the description below this video as well to check out. And as always, we have a lot more information on HEX here at MMORPG.com. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Peace out.